Let's start off talking about some issues. At the top of your website, you have "I want you to be free." What do you mean by that? I mean, that's one of those big phrases that hardly anybody could be opposed to, but what does it mean to you?
Well, it's interesting. You're absolutely right. Hardly anybody could be opposed to it, and yet no Republican or Democrat is offering it to you. I want you to be free to live your life as you want to live it, not as Al Gore or George Bush thinks is best for you. I want you to be free to raise your children by your values, not the values of bureaucrats who are trying to create a brave new world. I think every dollar you earn should be yours to spend, to save, to give away as you see fit. You're the one who gets up every morning and goes to work for 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day. Why should the politicians take that money and then let you have whatever crumbs are left over when they're done spending what they want to spend? You should be telling them how much you want to give them.
So, Harry Browne, does that mean that libertarians are opposed to all taxes or any kind of taxes?
Well, all I can tell you is the only good tax is a dead tax. But as long as we have a government, we will have taxation. But for 120 years, our federal government got by without any income tax at all because it was not involved in education and healthcare and law enforcement and welfare and all these areas that were never meant to be the province of the federal government.
But we're very much involved in those things now, and some would say we've gone too far to ever go back to the way we were 100 or so years ago.
That's unfortunate that some people feel that way, because that's just giving up. The fact is, the federal government has no success to show for its adventures into education. Education started going downhill in the worst way in the 1960s when the federal government moved in. We had the best health care system in the world. Anybody could get low-cost health insurance, even people with pre-existing conditions, until the federal government moved in the 1960s. Law enforcement has gone downhill with the war on drugs and all these other things that the federal government has no business in whatsoever. Welfare became a national scandal when the war on poverty started. All of these things are the result of the federal government invading areas where it doesn't belong. And I don't want people to give up. I want people to raise their sights and dream about a better America, a truly free America. The land of the free is what America was, and it was a distinctive country in the world. Different from Germany and France and Sweden and all these other countries where the politicians made all your decisions for you and knew what was best for you. But now that's what we have in America. George Bush, Al Gore, Ralph Nader, and Pat Buchanan are arguing over one thing. Which one is best qualified to run your life? Well, I don't think I can run your life. I think you can run your life.